Hi, I'm Sunny, and this is my podcast, Creator, Created, Creating. Short and sweet mindset shifts for intentional life creation. Creating by feeling. So I just had this thought I wanted to share as I was reflecting on my journey of what I've created. And as most of you will be well aware, if you've been around for a while, is that I create primarily by feeling. I don't tend to create in details a lot. I don't create specifics kind of derail my manifestation abilities. Like I create much easier, much better, with much better flow if I just have a general aim of how I want to feel, the feeling state, the sensation that I'm stepping into. And then like everything in my life is going to reflect that feeling. So that's been various things over my journey. And I just want to point this out because I remembered like shooting for, if I had back then when I was really in struggle and I was really in like feast or famine and I was really in like fight or flight and I was really in stress, I was really in overwhelm, I was really in sadness, I was really in all those things. Like if I had shot for joy then, like I might have hurt myself even more because it would have been too far of a jump for me to lean into. So I think intuitively I even didn't have that as my very first thing. My very first things that I was leaning into and trying to create was peace and ease. For the longest time, ease and peace, stability. Those were the things that I was saying. Stability, ease, and peace. And it was like, those were the baselines. That's all I could do. That's all I could imagine. Like, I just couldn't even imagine more than just like being like at peace, like having some ease in my body and mind and soul. Like that was the farthest I could reach for, but I could reach for that. And I could find things that supported that, like spirituality things, like things that I would listen to, books, things like that. There were a lot of things, meditation, a lot of things could support me building a foundation of peace and stability. There were a lot of things that could help me embody peace and ease and things like that. But I couldn't have just like jumped to like where I am now. Like that would have been, I couldn't even imagine. I couldn't imagine like fun and like joy and like just feeling super abundant and successful. But success was not on my list. Like all those things were not on my list. I couldn't hold that. So I just made it peace and ease because I tasted those things. I tasted them. So I knew that I could lean in there. And I did. And they grew and grew and they grew and they got really solid. And from there, that opened up this desire for joy and like more intimacy and more just feelings of love and more excitement. And like, actually that wasn't even there yet. So for then it was like just that joy and stuff like that. Joy and love. I think joy and love was kind of it. And then I was like feeling really saturated in a lot more love and joy and peace. And that again was a process. It took some time for me to be able to hold and embody that more and more. And then again, when I was more stable in that, then it was like, oh, what if things could be fun? What? Fun? Like, or even yummy. Like yummy? Like, no. Yummy is was nowhere on my radar from back there. Like, I could not access that. But so then those were my objectives. Like, whoa, what if I could have like some fun and some yumminess? Like, whoa, that's a whole new world. But I dared to believe it. And then it started happening. And all of a sudden there was so much more laughter. And there was so much more like fun. And there was so much more just enjoyment and so much more like things like that I had never imagined before. And now, like, from this place, I'm like, my next thing is like fulfillment. Like just satisfaction and fulfillment. Like, and deep fulfillment and stuff like that. That was totally inaccessible to me from other stages that I've been at and other feeling places that I've been at. And if I had tried to jump into that, it would have been too far of a jump, and I would have just called myself a failure and like just frustrated the hell out of myself because it was too far away. So I just say that so that you can recognize, like, where are you right now? Where are you feeling like you're at? And where's your next most accessible feeling place? Like, is it ease? Is it peace? Is it just relief? Is it, just like relaxing? Is it inspiration? Is it hope? Like, what are those things for you? Or what has been your journey as you reflect back on what you started with and where you are now? And then also ask yourself, like, am I shooting too far? Am I trying to push myself too far, and then that's making me into a failure every day? That's making me see myself as a failure every day, because I would have failed every day at being fun when I was just needed peace and stability. I would have. That was not in my world view. I just couldn't access it. But then I could. So we can always get there, but it's like we just make a middle point so that we can more believably, something that we've tasted, preferably something that we've tasted, we kind of know, we've experienced that feeling before, we know it exists, we know we can like feel that. And I think, most of us have experienced fun, but I'm talking about like life feeling more fun in general. Like, that was not a thing for me. That's not how I grew up. Life's not fun. The way I grew up, like, life's hard. Life's hard and then you die. That's the rhetoric. Like, life is not fun. Like, there are some fun things that might happen every once in a blue moon, and then something bad will probably happen. Like, that was kind of my worldview. So it took a lot of time for me to, I'm still stabilizing myself with fun, because sometimes fun feels really scary to me, to be honest. Like, sometimes I am afraid of fun and joy of that magnitude. So just wanted to check in with you about that and encourage you to find something that feels accessible so that you can grow and expand that and be gentle. And that's because that's the kindest and most compassionate thing that you can do for yourself, is to do that. Is just to love yourself enough to let yourself reach for what's closest to you so that you can embody that and then expand out from there, like infinitely. Like, I don't know what's even going to be next after I'm done playing with like fulfillment, which I'm doing now in my Fulfillment First private podcast, which if you haven't joined and you care to play with fulfillment, hop on over there and see what we're up to. But yeah, so play with that. Thanks for joining me today. And if you'd like to find out more about me and my work, you can find me at sunnychapman.com.